So firstly, armor now reduces all damage by 30%. This is a simplified approach to the old armor system, which I honestly cannot tell you how that worked.
So I can't really blame him. Armor in Overwatch 1 was complicated. The way it worked was it was 50% damage reduction was what it was going for, but it capped out at -5 damage per hit. And it would calculate hits as if you're doing a lot of really rapid hits, like you might do with a Winston Tesla Zarya beam that's at low energy. Okay, great. You could get 50% damage reduction off of that. Take away your 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. Okay, great. Or if it's working against something bigger, however, like a Fair Rocket, a Reinhardt swing, those are much bigger hits. It's only taking 5 damage off of the single hit. Much, much less impactful there. So that's how that worked out. If you had made this change to Overwatch 1, where you just went, no, armor is just a flat 30% damage reduction, which is what we're looking at for Overwatch 2, this would have meant Dive just reigns supreme. Just based on the heroes that it impacts, you're looking at the Tracers, the Sombras, lesser degree the Genjis, the Winstons, the Divas. They absolutely would have loved that, would have been great. Fantastic for them. They do more damage than they do now. So that may be the case for Overwatch 2. We'll have to see what happens. In fact, it wouldn't surprise me if part of what we saw was, hey, Tracer finally got a damage nerf because she was just doing too much in this environment where armor was doing less against her, which also, of course, if she had a damage reduction, means she'll now do less to people who don't have armor as well. Maybe that's the straw that broke the back, got us there. Wouldn't terribly surprise me. I don't know what it'll do in Overwatch 2, obviously, because new heroes will be added and they could have weapon types that would have been more impacted by the old armor. Doesn't matter though, now we've got new armor, so that is that. Impacted heroes defensively, we of course have Brig, and that's maybe a little bit of a problem. She, in theory, would be worse against a lot of the divers based on the weapon types that they have now. Worse matchup against Winston, worse matchup against Tracer, Sombra, that sort of thing. Hey, that might make sense as to why she got why she's struggling on a lot of tier lists, why Tracer got that nerf. When we move over to the damage category, we can see Bastion, Torb, they have armor. This actually does make a difference, at least based off of Overwatch 1 numbers. We see Torb moving from taking, 290 from a headshot, which takes him out, fully charged Widow headshot, to Overwatch 2 numbers. We're looking at, oh, what do you know? That's now going to be 210. He lives through 210 because he's got that 30% damage reduction instead of just taking that 5 damage off. And since he wants to poke, he wants to throw his Cheeto shots out there in the poke phase, that's a matchup that does actually matter. And then we move over to tanks. Obviously, this impacts only the tanks that have armor. So Diva, Reinhardt, Winston, Hammond, and Orisa. Let me know what you guys think. Are you worried about this one? Do you go, oh, hey, that's a great change. That's fantastic. I love the simplified version. Personally, I like that it's simpler. I think it was a pretty complicated way to think about it before. But you could have concerns. You could have said, no, I really liked the system if it's better against certain weapon types. That would certainly be a reasonable take that I could understand. Or people might be worried of, no, the dive heroes, the old dive heroes are going to be too strong, especially in a world with no peel. This must be part of what's doing it. I'm concerned. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are. If you're enjoying the content, please drop a like, consider subscribing for more Overwatch 2 content, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks. Temporal out.